You're welcome. It's nice having you in class once more. It's nice having you in class once again. How was your day? How's everything? Hope you
It
are
was fun,
good.
though.
That's great. That's great. Happy to see you one more time. And I'm sure all the things you've been doing for a while now, you've been seeing it and you've been noticing it that all these things are the things that is good for you as a beginner into cybersecurity. You are knowing all these things and you can relate with them also. I hope you can relate with them very well.
Yes, sir.
That's good. So in the previous class, we've been able to do one or two things to the extent that we've gone deep into a lot of things, into some practical things, and one way or the other. And that has been a very wonderful one so far that we've been able to go within ourselves. We've been able to look for ourselves. So at the moment, um, I'd like to brush through what we've done in previous classes. And, or let me say, particularly in the previous class in Module 3, we were able to do the part 1. They will be rounding what we are going to do as regarding anonymity for this particular class. So we're able to look into the word anonymity, what does anonymity means, and the importance of anonymity. That's how important it is for us to make sure that we are anonymous. We check into some of our browsers, our DNS leaks, to see that a lot of our public IP address was leaking out to the public. We make us understand how browsers picks up a lot of information about us from our cookies, from our locations, and so on and so forth. And we say that anonymity is just about like you hiding from a plain sight. So when you are anonymous online, your actions can't be traced to your real identity. So for ethical hackers, it is a crucial thing that you need to know about anonymity, and you need to test systems without revealing your fingerprints. And you need to be able to do your pen testing anonymously, no matter even though you were giving a form to sign as a form of indemnity of agreement. So still, it is still good that just like the real attacker would, also the attacker also should be able to know um, how to be anonymous online, how to pen test without leaving any traces. So going forward, we discussed last week that anonymity cybersecurity refers to the ability to hide one's identity, one's digital identity online when using the internet, and the advantages. The importance of anonymity is that you should protect your identity. You should avoid detection when you try to simulate attacks. So we've talked about the uses of anonymity according to the ethical hackers and according to the black hat hackers, how they use it, how they abuse the issue of anonymity. I explained the communication with a proxy and without a proxy, and what is a proxy server. All these were covered in the last class. So I explained communication with a proxy, what makes it secured. Like I said, it's like a layer of protection. So anonymity layer is our proxy server. When your connection goes through a proxy server to the internet and from the internet to the website and acknowledge your request and sync it back to you, and that makes it a very good way of protecting yourself. And we're able to see how we're able to protect ourselves. That even one of the sites we visited was showing the size of our screen and every other thing like that. So we looked at the tools for anonymity, and we talked about Tor, and we were able to use Tor yesterday, that day. In the previous class, we were able to spin up Tor server and use Foxy Proxy. Uh, we are able to work on mark changer. So today we'll be working on proxy chains and VPN, and also a secure particular kind of browser. So Tor was what we did the previous class, and also mark changer, how we can change the IP, the MAC address rather of our device, of our system, our PC in particular, to be able to join to a network as if it's part of a network. I show us how to get the local MAC address of a machine and how you can add it to your own machine. So all those was covered, and today we'll be looking into the additional anonymity methods. So beyond Tor and MAC changing, there are other powerful tools also, like VPN that encrypts all our traffics, like proxy chains that works with any other app, and Tail OS that leaves no trace. So the key is leveraging these techniques for maximum privacy. So we'll be looking at working on proxy chains on our normal browser, and we're also going to be looking at VPN and a particular kind of a secure browser, which was specifically built for security and protection and hiding of identity, and that is um in the browser of Tor browser in particular, and also Firefox extension, and also Brave browser. But we're going to be looking particularly at Tor browser today. So let's check out anonymity with proxy chains. So proxy chains is a powerful tool that forces any TCP connection through proxy servers. Think of it as a chain of proxies. So it's a powerful connection tool, just like the Tor browser that we said last week, that was able to force our TCP connection through a lot of proxy chain layers. So also it's also like a chain of proxies. Like I said, it looks like a chain from one anchoring to the other, and your traffic bounces through these multiple servers, making it extremely difficult to trace back to you. This is how your advanced anonymity works. So this is how advanced anonymity works, and precisely what does proxy chaining means. So when I say proxy chains is a combination of servers working together to ensure hiding your identity online. It forces any application like Nmap, call, or even your browser to route traffic or to route traffic through one or more proxy servers, creating an unbreakable chain of anonymity. So we have three types of um, proxy chain. So the first proxy chain that we have happens to be dynamic chain. So the dynamic chain actually is the most reliable because just like the word says dynamic, it doesn't wait for you to pick another IP to jump on another IP. I'm going to do some little practicals on it to explain to you how you can work on dynamic chain, strict chain, and random chain. So one way or the other, when you talk about dynamic chain in a simple word just means that a proxy chain tool dynamically searching through which proxy is available, which proxy is online, dynamically changing and switching. Yes, that's what I've been looking for. Dynamically switching between the available proxies to give you the best services or the best protection ever. So it is not strict. It is not going through a particular waterfall method. It's like the proxy are tried in order of availability. So if one proxy fails, it automatically moves to the next one in the list. So all proxies are used subsequentially. So if another one fails again, another one is up, it moves to it. And if it does not, if it finds that that one is not available, it switches automatically without wasting time. And that is the best one for reliability, for noticing, for trying to connect to the internet without breaking connection. Dynamic chain is the best, but that doesn't mean strict or random chain does not work. So people still prefer strict chain, especially when you are using premium proxies, paid proxies, that you are sure that it does not fail. when you are sure that it does not fail, you can use strict chain. So how does a strict chain works? So strict chain works like a waterfall model, something from top to bottom or from bottom to top. So it's like a funnel. It goes from when you pour water from the top, then it comes out from the bottom. That means it passes through a normal, straight, direct means of connection. So all proxies in the list must work for strict chain. So it picks one at first, and once it picks one at first, anyone it picks it, and that is what it sticks with. So most times, if you are using a paid proxy, most of most of the times they are always up. They are always up. So if you put like two added to the local IP that you have, then that you must be very, very sure that that two is working. So all proxies in the list must work. If any proxy fails, the entire chain fails. So this ensures that all specified proxies are used in the exact order. So if it's supposed to use 2 minutes, use 2 minutes and switch to the other one. It does not look like a dynamic chain that looks for whichever one is working and switch to it and use it. So it actually offers maximum security. Like I told you that most times it's used for paid proxies. So maximum securities, but less reliable. It is less reliable because connection can cut at any time. Let's talk about random chain. Random chain are proxies. Random chain proxies are selected randomly from the list. So if you have um, maybe 4 or 5 proxies, one is working, one is not working, all it does is to, at first connection, it picks the first one that works and randomly, and it sticks to it and use that to connect. Then if it does not work, it might fail. So when you disconnect and reconnect again, it might pick another one at a random again till it finds the one that works. So it moves from like number 1 to number 5 to like number 2, and from number 2, number 4, then 3, and like that. So actually, for proxy chains, it's actually best for avoiding detection pattern. So it does not have a particular order of selecting the proxies it uses. So looking at the proxy list format, in the etcproxychain.conf, we are going to be looking at that. In the etc directory, there's a particular file there called proxychains.configuration file. Add proxies in this format. So proxies could be added. And what does this mean? It means it uses SOX4, HTTP, and SOX5. But because we're going to be launching it with Tor, it's best used with SOX5 if you are going to be using Tor. So what does this mean? It means that you specify the kind of proxy. I'll show you how to get free proxies, how we can do that. But I'm not going to be using SOC4. I'm going to be using SOC5, but I'm still going to show how to use SOC4. So we are going to find an IP that is working, possibly maybe recently just came online. You copy an IP from there, you paste it here. Yeah, you click a tab, then you paste it, then you click a space, you press the space bar, then you put the port. And in case there are proxies that has username and password, you put the username space the password, then you save your config file and you try to connect. So we're going to be looking into that. So what we're going to be doing, number one, right now is that using proxy chain, we are going to follow this step. We're going to update our system. We're going to edit the proxy chain configuration, like I said. Then we're going to configure the chain type. Then we're going to add proxy to our proxy list, and we're going to connect with it. That is what we're going to do. These 4 things is very important. We're going to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is to update. This has been done before the class, so I will just type it, but I would not do it because you know definitely that it's going to waste a whole lot of time and make the class longer than expected. So let's go to lab. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. Let me go and configure proxy chain. But before you configure proxy chain in this place, it's necessary to know that you need to have installed Tor also, because after configuring the proxy chain configuration file, you need to start up Tor server to spin it up. Okay, let's update our system. Then we edit our proxy configuration file. Then we configure the chain type, and we explain the configuration file, how we configure it, and we add our proxies to the list, and I'll show you how to get proxies. Let's go. Let's open up our Kali machine and let's log in. So I'm spinning up my Kali machine. So it's coming up. Let's just wait a little while. Yes, see, this is what I'm waiting for. So going forward, what we're going to do right now is we are going to try to work on open our terminal. I'm going to open our terminal. Let me increase the terminal font. So you are meant to update your repository by doing sudo apt updates, and you can also press and you can do like this and sudo apt upgrade -y. That is wildcard y. What does this mean? It simply means when you press sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade -y, simply means you should perform these two operations, update and upgrade, y automatically without asking for prompt. Once you just press this, it automatically does the update. But I'm not going to be doing this. I'm only going to do the updates. So I'm going to be putting my password. I'm only going to do the updates because that doesn't take time. You're going to see that I don't have much things to update because I did that some few moments ago, just before the class. So let's see what we have. So once we are done with this, we are going to look for the proxy chain configuration file. That is the next thing in the agenda. We are updating our system. We are updating our repository at the moment. So like I said, doing sudo apt update simply means we are ensuring that our system is up to date with the latest packages. So whatever thing we are downloading or we are getting the latest packages, or possibly I can say security patch. So the next is to edit proxy chain configuration. So how do we do that? We have to nano this particular path, this particular file in this path. So etc proxychain.conf is inside the etc folder. So let me show that while this is still updating. Let me show that. In our file system, you look for the etc folder, this is it, and open it. In this place, there's a file. There are numerous directories. There's a file called the proxy chain configuration. Let me confirm the name again. It's called the proxychain.com. So we're going to look for proxy. Click on any of them. Okay, this is it. Proxy chains 4. This is what we are trying to work on. So let's see if this is done. This is still ongoing. That is why I don't want to do the upgrade along with it. I just want to do the update. So it's at 81%. Once it's done, we just try to edit the proxy. So by editing the proxy chain means you should open up, you should nano the proxy chain configuration file. So in order not to make this class too long beyond what was expected, I'm going to cancel the update. I'm going to press Ctrl C to cancel the update. So I've broke that off. So the next thing is to find the configuration file, like I said. Don't forget where we are. We are in Kali, we are home in Kali. So the next thing we need to do is to navigate to this etc. Kali is the next place is etc, and we are look for proxy chain 4. So let's do that. So I'm going to say sudo nano, I'm saying open /etc /proxy chains 4.config file. Press enter. Now you've been able to open this file, this proxy chain 4 file with your command prompts. Are we still together?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's good. So you've been able to open. If you notice something here, this is actually what makes this thing work. If you can notice, all these places are commented out with a hash in front of all lines. It means that it doesn't work that to work by default unless it's specified by the owner of the machine. So if you scroll down by pressing down, you'll notice there's a word here that says dynamic chain. So this explains what dynamic chain does. Each connection will be done via chained proxies. All proxies chained in this order as they appear in the list. At least one proxy must be online to play in a chain. So it says automatically dead proxies are skipped. Otherwise, EINTR is returned to the app. That means disconnection or unconnectivity. So what we need to do is we have dynamic chain and we can still scroll down. Like I said, you can notice that we have another one called the strict chain. Then if you go down again, you can see the round robin chain, and you can see this one, the random chain. So these are the 3 or 4 chains that are available, but because of the what do we call it now? Because of the class, I can decide to pick a dynamic chain or a random chain. But I'm going to use dynamic chain to, it's the same way you can do all of them. But the only thing is just be sure of what you are picking. If I'd add proxies that are paid proxies, premium proxies, I would have gone for a strict chain because I'm very sure that definitely all of them will be online. So I'm going to be pressing up and delete. This makes it white color. It changes to white color to shows that you have uncomment that particular line. It means you've activated it. So you scroll down to almost the end of it. You can see proxy DNS is available. Please, if it's commented out in your own case, if it looks like this, make sure you uncomment proxy DNS that allows you to use these proxy chains to connect through browser. So please make sure you uncomment that and scroll down to until you see something like this. Let me show you in our presentation slide. There's something I made mention of. I mentioned something like proxy lists. Yeah, something like this. Until you see something like a proxy list and you add your own proxy. So it's the word is actually comment. It says proxy list, add proxy here. Meanwhile, default are set to top. So let's look if we see anything like that. Okay, yes, we've seen it. Proxy list, add proxy here. Meanwhile, default set to top. So in this place, since I've activated my dynamic proxy, just have to come here. All you just need to do is to open your Firefox browser. You can go to your command prompt and click on Firefox or on command and type Firefox, and you can also come here and go to duckduckgo.com. DuckDuckGo is a reliable search that does not give you stress, that does not hold your details, that does not keep track on you or keep a tab on your browsing. So it's for ethical hacking. So you can search for lists of socks for free proxies. So this would help you to get most recent and updated. So you can see them free proxies 24, free proxy listing. There's even free proxies on GitHub. So you can see this also, proxymix.net. You can see HTTP, SOX4, SOX5. So if you actually bought proxies, let's assume I bought proxy from this Proxify free proxy list. Let's assume I bought all these proxies, and let's see, do we have any proxies here? Okay, it's a file, it's a text file. Meaning if I click here, I'm going to be seeing SOX4, I'm going to be seeing some proxies here, and this is it. This is exactly the proxies. All I just need to do is to pick the proxy and come here, copy, come to this place and click and paste it here. So all you just need to do is to come to the last letter here and press tab. So it can be exactly under the first 127, and come here also and also press paste. Then that means you have pasted a SOX4 24 with an IP of 24249.199.4 with a port of 4145. And you can pick more. Like I tell you, all those IPs must be working. Let me look for another one again, which is 8080, SOX4 8080. 8080. You can pick them at random. If it's been added to this place, it's possible that they are tested and they are good proxies. So you can delete this and press space. You can delete all this and press tab. So you can have two. So it's fine. Save it and you can have a test. Let's see if it's going to work. So I can say Control O to save it. You see something here, write to file, etcproxychain.conf, press enter. That means you wrote 163 lines, press Ctrl X to close. So that means I've saved into my nano file. I've used nano to save into my proxy chain file. So I can test it. If I want to test it, I can say sudo oil. Okay, let's look at let's just do proxy chains call config.me. If it connects, if any of these IPs are online, it's going to connect. But before I do this, let me start my Tor. Tor must be started first. So you need to do sudo. Just, you can look at it here. This is how to start Tor in case you are going with this. You need to start Tor. I want to see, okay, yeah, sudo service store start. So you just go and say sudo service store start. That is it, press enter. Then Tor will start. Don't forget, we have already configured our proxy chain configuration file. Then you have to confirm if Tor is running by checking status, sudo service store status. If you see active, then it means active. Active means it's running. So if it's running, then all you just need to do is let's clean and do let me see Tor status again. Okay, active exited. Okay, that's good. So my Tor is still active. I just need to confirm that it's active. Then the next thing I need to do is to try something called proxy chains coil. You use the term or the command coil ifconfig.me to check if any of the IP I uploaded right now is working. Let's see. If it's not working, it will fall back to me because normally I don't use SOX4. They have a very short lifespan. It's checking the proxy chain, it's checking everything. You can notice I put this. Let's see. It has connected to port 80. If it brings an IP, it means one of the IP is working. But if it does not bring an IP, if it fails, it says okay. It says okay. Wow, it's working. The IPs are working. This IP connected. This IP connected. So it means it started and it's actually working. This is a very good one. So you can get, this is how to get list of proxies. And fortunately, I was able to get a list of working proxy from this place, even picking at random. And that is very fine. You can also go to some sites and see how you see some proxies that are available. You can see proxies that are dead. You can see how many minutes it was pinned up. You can see the latency was 45 minutes, 45 milliseconds, and it was pinned up in 4 minutes ago. You can see them 4 minutes ago, meaning these SOX4 proxies are okay. They even have username and they have password. They say no need for username and password. So anyone that has username and password, you need to copy both username and password and paste it. So let's check other ones. Free proxy listing. This is how you can get proxies. To add proxies manually. So if you are using random, you can add like 5. If you are using strict and you are sure that it is working, you can use just like 2 and it will connect. Let's see other proxy sites. This one can even download the .txt. You can see this. This is 3 minutes ago. That was last checked, meaning they are keeping tabs on it and they notice that it's, look at this IP, look at the ports. This is United States dollars and everything is working. You can see this is almost dead. This proxy is going. This is end of life. Whoever uses proxy now, if they're on dynamic chain, it will have automatically switched by now to another one. This proxy is going. It has been on for over 12 minutes. So the person needs to change it to another one, or if you have multiple proxies, it can automatically switch to anyone here. So this is how we get proxies. You can keep checking. There are a lot of proxies here, but not all of them work. This is where I used to get proxies initially. I don't know why it's so down. So this I get from proxy script. I don't know why it's so down to to the bottom. So let's see how does the proxy looks like. I really like proxy scape. Let's see, it's going to come out. It's still loading. So you can pick, but you can also download a CSV file as text, as anything. You can also download proxies here. Let's wait. You see free proxies here. You can see they even say they are not safe to use. So they say free proxies are not safe to use. They want you to buy proxies, but you can test with the ones they have here. Now let's see. This is like latency. Latency means their delay rate is 3571 milliseconds, maybe a little bit above 4 seconds here, or before 4 seconds, or above 3 seconds. So we have HTTP, we have SOX4, we have HTTP down, and that's what we have. So it's possible we can just pick these two SOX4, pick the ports, and paste it, and one is from United States, the other one's from China. This is 46 hours ago. Oh, this definitely might be down, and I don't mind. I don't know. It might still be up. So let's go back to what is the real thing that we are doing. So fortunately for us, our proxy is connected, so we can launch our browser, we can launch anything, and this is going to work. But I'm not going to configure my browser on this. I'm going to teach you how to use SOX5, which is actually the best way to configure proxy chain. So I'm actually connected on the proxy, on the SOX4 proxy here. So I'm going to stop my tour and I'm going to edit my nano configuration file again. So let's stop tour. That is going to be sudo service store, is this stop now? Okay, let's see. Stop. Okay, without error means that the command runs successfully. Let's check the status of Tor. Tor status is, you can see it's a disabled, inactive, dead. So Tor is not working, is inactive, is dead. So I can now re-edit my configuration file again to my dynamic proxy and change it to SOX 5 because I love SOX 5s and it doesn't need to start checking between anything. It just, so I'm going to be going back to my proxy chain sudo service no. Yes, sudo nano etc proxy chain 4.config. Yes, my dynamic chain is still available. It's still active. Then I'm going to go to this list of IPs. I'm going to change it to SOC 5. You now press tab, press 127.0.0.1. Now press space 9050. This is how you activate SOX 5. Just press this one alone, it's enough. Tor will pick it up from here. So we're going to use this SOX 5 to configure our browser, and we're going to test our anonymity, and that's it. We are good to go. So we save our file, Ctrl O, press enter, and press Ctrl X to close. So we're going to start up our Tor service again by saying sudo service Tor start. Then we'll check if Tor is running. Sudo service Tor status. If I say active, then it means is active. So the next thing I'm going to be doing right now is configuring my browser. So one way or the other, the best thing I would have advised is to launch Tor browser itself. Launch that Tor browser and start browsing anonymously. But I just want to use our normal Firefox browser at this moment and see how we can configure it. So how do we configure our browser to be able to see? So this time I'm not using Foxy proxy. No, my Foxy proxy is disabled. I'm not using Foxy proxy. I'm configuring my browser directly. So all I need to do is to go to my settings by clicking on the three hamburger at this place, then go down to settings. Click on settings, then you look for network. You can type network here or scroll down to the last bottom. That is where you can find network. So you can keep scrolling, then you can see network settings here. Then you click on settings. Then instead of no proxy, you choose on manual proxy configuration. Manual proxy configuration. And in that manual proxy configuration, just set your normal Tor SOX 5. We have three different types: HTTP proxy, HTTPS proxy, and SOX proxy. You can see I chose SOX 5 because I connected with SOX 5 in my config, in my proxy chain config here. I connected with SOX 5. So browser 2 must obey the same thing you said. So just put that IP here, 127.0.0.1, 9050 as the port. Don't select port 4, but select port 5 and click on OK. Click on OK. So once you click on OK, I don't know, instead of closing it, let's just go straight to testing. Instead of closing and reopening, let's just go straight to testing. If it opens, we check our site. Let's go to DuckDuckGo. It's going to take a little while. Like I told you, it has latency and it's going to go through a lot of proxy chains. It's going to go through a lot of proxy chains to be able to get to your site. There's a way you can check this by checking your call that I did the other time, like saying proxy chain call if config.me. See, it picked up an IP by itself using dynamic chain. Despite I use this personalized IP, which is personalized for my computer, for my local host, Success and Tor was able to help me to get this. I don't know. I think my Tor is active. Yes, my Tor is active. Said you are having a problem, so I think I need to exit my browser. I need to exit my browser, and I need to turn it on again. And let's see. Let's see, because I'm connected. Let's try DuckDuckGo. Okay, it's working now. So for every configuration on your browser, you need to exit your browser first before you continue browsing. So let's look for DNS leak texts to confirm if we are actually protected. If our identity is protected, it's even showing here that it's protected. And let's confirm. Let's be a little bit inquisitive. Oh, this is great. It says we are browsing from Netherlands. We are browsing from Netherlands. Now, I'd have loved to test that SOX4, but I'd like to give you that as an assignment. Configure SOX4, put the proxy IPs, like maybe 2 or 3, like I found the other time. Then configure your browser and do your standard test, your DNS leak standard test, and configure and try to confirm if you are actually protected, if it actually works for you. You can say it's taking some little time. That time is taking means we are trying to protect you. Hold on. So just try your possible best to be patient with it. It will definitely connect if you do a very good configuration. So you can see this, my configuration is okay. It's very good, and I'm actually protected. So if I do other leak tests for where I am from, maybe from other sites, like the one we check other time. This Surfshark is a VPN I use a lot. It's a very good one. Okay, let's just look at Surfshark. I use their VPN. It's very strong. So let's check. It's doing that. While this one is ongoing, I hope I'm able to explain enough to you to be able to understand that you can use proxy chains to configure your browsing by using dynamic. Okay, so your DNS requests are exposed. Okay. Okay. He said this, I'm calling from Germany, and he says I'm exposed. See all the old IPs giving me. I can particularly tell you that at this moment I am not in Germany. So we are not exposed. As far as I see, not in Germany, I know that this is not my provider at the moment. I'm very protected. I'm much more protected. Okay, please, as an assignment to you for your own personal self, I would like you to try SOX4, add the IP addresses, save it, start up your Tor, and try to configure your browser and tell me if it works for you. But this is a pure success. We've configured our proxy.configuration file, and we configured our browser, and we start up our Tor, and we're able to get this IP from Netherlands and Germany, meaning when we checked DNS leak, it was Netherlands. When we check Surfshark, it was Germany. So this simply means that it's changing IP at every time by itself. That is the meaning of proxy chaining. So that is a wonderful level of anonymity This is what I've been using for a very long time before I started using Tor and Foxy proxy. So let us stop our Tor by pressing sudo service Tor stop and confirm that Tor has stopped by checking the status. So it is confirmed that inactive Tor is dead. Control C to clear out. So I'd like to clear my screen, and this has been a very wonderful simulation, or let me say exhibition. Do you have any question you'd like to ask, or do you think you want us to give it a try? Let's try the SOC 4 proxy and let's see if it's going to work.
Yes, let's try it.
You don't want to try it on your own and see if it's going to work? Okay. If you want us to try it, just watch me. I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to go straight. But before I go straight, I would have loved that I see that former IP address that I used exactly. Let me check my history. Recently closed tabs. Okay. The one from GitHub. One from GitHub. Settings, server not found, proxy list every 5 minutes. I would have loved to see the one I picked from GitHub. Okay, yes. Yes, I think this is it. Okay. Let's free SOC 4 proxies. Let's see if I'm going to be okay. Sorry, I stopped Tor. So let me just go straight into it and see if I can work with it. So I'm not going to explain anything. Just watch my screen the way I'm going to do everything directly. So I'm going to start now. Yes, it worked. Did you see how I did it?
Yes, sir.
You see that it worked using SOX 4. I was even thinking it was not going to work because I forgot something and I skipped something. I'm using a SOX 4 proxy and I'm connecting to a SOX 4 proxy. If you look at my if config file, if you notice, I'm using a SOX 4 proxy, right? Can you see that?
Yes.
But the
Yes.
reason why it worked was because this was available, SOX 4. So I was supposed to come to this place. I thought it was not going to go. I was supposed to come to this place and click on settings, network, and I'm supposed to make this SOX 4. You remember?
Yes.
Exactly. And I clicked on SOX 4. I went back to SOX 5 and it still worked. So that is how you can use proxy chain. That's how you can use. I'm happy I took up this challenge. I would have liked you to test the same thing from your own end, see how you can do it. Just go through that normal step. All I did now was just this. If you notice, I didn't do this. This is the only thing I skipped because it's not necessary. I just edited my proxy config file. I uncommented the dynamic chain and I scrolled down and after doing that, I scroll down and there's something I'm looking for. There's something I'm looking for. I scroll down and edited the list of the proxies. Okay, yes, I edited the list of the proxies. I picked a free SOC4 proxy. I picked it from a particular website from GitHub. Let's assume it's a premium. Let's assume that's a premium proxy. I just copied only two, one from port 4145 and one from port 8080. I just tried to mix it so I can make it three, I can make it four. I don't want it to be too much. I want the connection to be very fast because I don't know their latency. So you can see that within 3 to 6 seconds, my browser was responding to me. So after configuring this, I closed it and I went to my Mozilla browser and I configured my browser to a SOX 4, SOX 5 IP address and I pressed OK. I started my tour. I made sure that my tour was running and I launched it. I started my tour and I launched it and I saw this, something like this connected for me at this place. Do I have two terminals? No. Let me close this, Control O, enter, Control X. I saw that something like this connected for me. And after something like this connected, I was able to launch my browser and test my DNS leaks. And I noticed that I'm protected. I'm from Luxembourg. I'm from Frantech, Luxembourg. So this is a Frantech solution in Luxembourg. So do you see that now? Do you see that now?
Yes,
That's
sir.
socks. That's a challenge I took up. I'd like you to take up that same challenge. Okay, enough of all this. I want to leave it this way. I think I'm okay. I'll leave it permanently this way. Anytime I'm browsing, let my identity be private. I'm no longer using my IP address anymore. Now, we're going to be moving to the next concept. The next concept that we have is, okay, I've done this, launch Tor Firefox or Tor browser and configure Firefox. So I left the Tor, I'm going to be doing I did the Firefox. So that is the proxy chain complete workflow that I just showed you. This is everything, you understand? So if we want to review it, all I did was just to update my system packages to the recent one. Then I edit the configuration file. I enable dynamic chain and I added my IP addresses. I used SOX 4 and SOX 5 respectively. And I started my Tor. After starting my Tor, I tried to check my proxy 4 coil if config.me. That is to test the setup if it's working. And I noticed I saw a non-national IP address, and I could also test by scanning proxy, using proxy string to scan my tools, but I didn't do this. I just test my browser my browser was working. So that is proxy chain. You can say proxy chain is more interesting than any other means of connection. If that is the truth, follow me. If that is the truth, rather, please pardon me, follow me into the next section of anonymity. And this is much more deeper. Welcome to the concept of dark web access. I know you might have been hearing of dark web, right?
Yes.
Okay. It seems as if you are smiling on the ground. Is it that you've been waiting? Is it that you've been waiting? Don't just go anywhere and be boasting to your colleagues that you can enter dark web. Trust me, they are not yet an ethical hacker. You are the only one that you've been trained, like ethically trained. And we have warned you that you know that it is not right for you to go there and start misbehaving. It is not wrong for you to enter dark web, but it is what you do there that is wrong, like I said. Okay, please, if you tell them that you can do it, they want to push you that you should flaunt it for them and show it to them that you could enter dark web. Please, don't let them push you. Don't be emotional. Be very, very objective, not subjective. Okay. So let's enter into the concept of dark web access. Drum rules. So before accessing the dark web, we need to establish that our proper security layer is well established. Please let me confirm if I've stopped Tor. Let me see if I've stopped Tor. Let me check for status. It's still active. So status stop. Okay. Tor is gone, is now dead, inactive. Okay. I would like to clear my screen and I'll go back to the concept of dark web access. So I don't want it to be like dark web access, dark web access. That is not the main purpose of me teaching this course. I'm only telling you how anonymity is very important. A lot of people have entered into dark web in a very exposing manner, and their IP has been grabbed, and a lot of things has happened to them in a very bad way, in such a way that the system has been hacked. A lot of things, they might have even lost a lot of money, and even their password, their system passwords, and everything. So, one way or the other, enter dark web at your own discretion. This is a disclaimer. This is basically for educational purpose. I am teaching this for you to be able to understand the concept of full anonymity using VPN and Tor browser. And you could, to show that you are free to do what you need to do. So most times you can enter into the dark web to do the right thing, most times, and it is expected of you to do the right thing, like read about what are the new tools that black hat hackers are developing to hack, what are the new technologies. Like I said in my very first class with you, I said, what can you do to become a very good hacker? I said, research, and more research. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Isn't that true? Okay. Now, if that
Yes.
is what I said, so you can actually go to this website and actually have a deep research about how do black hat hackers do their things. So, in one way or the other, if you understand their logic, you will know how to come back to your organization and protect your organization. So, one way or the other, let's look deeply into the concept of full anonymity and Tor and how you can access dark web safely. Now, before accessing the dark web, you need to establish a proper security layer, and that is the main purpose of this class. We will use Windscribe VPN as an example. That is a free VPN, and that is what I'm trusting for the level of its freeness at this particular moment. So this VPN is going to be our first layer of security, and then Tor browser as our second layer of multiple trusted security. So this multi-layered approach, VPN and Tor, will give us maximum anonymity. Remember, the dark web is a tool for privacy, not a tool or a toy or a tool for playground. Always prioritize your security. Do not, and I repeat, don't ever access dark web with your normal browser. Do not access the dark web with your normal browser. Okay? Let's look at it. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be making use of Windscribe VPN. Windscribe VPN. And how do we install the Windscribe VPN? So you can search for Windscribe GitHub. That is one thing you do. Go to your browser and search for I've stopped my Tor. That means I have to go back in my settings. I've stopped my Tor. Please, you are free to interrupt my class and ask any question. You don't need to wait. You get me? You don't need to wait till the end of the class. Please, you can say, you can raise up your hand through Teams, and I will notice that and I can answer you. So at the moment, I've reconfigured my browser, and I'm going to DuckDuckGo to search for Windscribe GitHub, or basically you could go directly to the official GitHub page. Search Windscribe GitHub, and this is Windscribe GitHub. So right click and open. And also don't forget, you can also go to github.com/Windscribe. But in case you type it wrongly, I prefer to make use of what do we call it now? Search bar, or let me say search websites or DuckDuckGo that can help you to search and correct your spellings in case you type weed instead of wind, or scribe or script instead of scribe. So these are the advantage of a search engine. And if you finally get that, it's very good that you can bookmark it and tag it here. You can see the things that are officially bookmarked to my bookmark bar. So anytime I need to use this tool, you can see Kali forums, Kali docs, Kali tools, you can see them. Exploit database, you can see. So if you click on this Windscribe GitHub, it opens this page for you. This is the official GitHub Windscribe page. You just scroll down a little bit and click on desktop app. Click on desktop app. When you click on desktop app, you don't need to do anything at this place. All you need to do is to just come to the right sidebar and scroll down. You see something called releases. Release. Yeah, you see release at the right hand sidebar. Just click on release. That's to give you the latest version. That's why I say you should come to release. So the latest one as at today is the version 2.21.6 beta. 2.21.6 beta. So under that version, we have multiple GUI installer hashes, and we also have the CLI installer hashes. But we are going to be making use of the GUI installer for beginner, and I'm going to teach you how to also install Tor using the CLI hash. So it will not be as if I'm only teaching you GUI. I say, oh, but Mr. Simeon said you can only install, or you can use the CLI all through. Yes, you can use the CLI all through. So, but let me just teach you. So we're going to be making use of Ubuntu AMD 64 because we remember when we were setting up our Kali Linux. Remember how we set it up, what we chose in our virtual machine. Remember we chose Ubuntu 64 Debian, right? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
We chose
Yes.
Debian 64. That is Ubuntu 64. So that is what we are going to download. That's what we are going to download. So click on under GUI. Under GUI, click on Ubuntu AMD 64. So once you click it, immediately it starts downloading. Immediately it starts downloading. So it's downloading. You can see I've downloaded it before. So I'm going to be stopping it. I'm going to be stopping it. This automatically downloads into your download folder. I have a copy. This is the download folder. If I open the folder, you're going to see it there. You can see WinScribe. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
You have WinScribe there. And that is all. You just close it. And I don't know, maybe I should do for Tor also, but let me hold on for Tor. So the next thing you do is this open. Okay, yes. You open your terminal. Once you open your terminal, which folder did I tell you that WinScribe downloaded into? Which folder was that?
Folder.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. Which folder, when I downloaded this now, which folder did I show you here that WinScribe downloaded into?
Is the second one?
I showed you something that I've downloaded it before, and I said, did you see it? It downloaded into the downloads folder. It's in the downloads folder. This is it, in the downloads folder. So why I'm asking that question is that so you'll be able to navigate, you'll be able to CD into downloads. So we've opened our terminal and let's change our directory to download. So what you need to do is to CD to download. Press enter. Then if you do present working directory, you can see you're already in download. You are already in download. Okay, let's list the download. Let's see what we have in our download. And you can see we have this, not this, I don't want this. We have WinScribe and we also have Tor browser. Tor has two ways of installation. I'm going to teach you the GUI form and the CLI format, but the CLI is actually the fastest one. So once you do this, the next thing you need to do is to type the installation package, because at this moment, this is like a zip file. So you need to unzip it. So how do you unzip it? You use the command sudo dpkg -i. Then you put the name of the file you're trying to install. Sudo dpkg -i install. Click on paste clipboard and press enter. Then you can see that is unpacking WinScribe at the moment. Is working. Yes, WinScribe is completely is on completely, what can I call it now? Extracted. Let's ls. I think that worked. So you've installed WinScribe. The next thing you need to do is to install the IP tables. That's the best way you can work. So you have to do sudo up, okay, so sudo apt -get install IP tables, because it has IP tables like I told you, just like SOC 5, SOC 4s and everything. So it's building. So see, it said it has upgraded everything that is newly installed. So when you do upgrade IP table simply means that you are trying to work on it. You are trying to see if there are recent IP tables that has been added into it. So it wants to update the one you do, but because you just newly install it, we have up to date IP table. So what are we going to do at the moment? If you check right now, if what you did is correct, you can just minimize this and click on this tally icon here, and let's see what we install if we can find WinScribe there. And you can see this. What is this? What is this?
WinScribe.
Thank you. So you're going to click on WinScribe. It's going to launch. That's it. You see a screen like this that says get started. But before I work on this, you can see the icon here.
Yes.
So before I work on this, there's something I will tell you. You would have gone to their official WinScribe website and register, have an account with them. Have an account with them, which I've already done. I've already done that. So you go to this place, make sure you go and register and have a username. And you can also set up your two-factor multi-factor authentication with them. Two-factor authentication rather. You can have it with them. So if you click on Get WinScribe, it asks you to register. So make sure you just register. So two-factor authentication means you having an app that gives you a particular number, like an authenticator, at a particular moment. In seconds, like 5 seconds, it expires. So you can add it, and if you like, you may not add it, but as an ethical hacker, I would suggest that you have it. So WinScribe is done, and it's already installed. Now, how do we install Tor? How do we install Tor? Tor also can also be installed like just the way I did it. But I'm going to be showing you the first method. I'm going to be showing you the first method, but I'm not going to hit enter the last part. So to install Tor, let me clear my screen. To install Tor, I think we've done this one yesterday, so it's not necessary we do it again. You first of all do sudo apt update. Run that one. You know, in class, we are not running it in class because of our time. Then you do sudo apt install Tor. I'll not run that because I've done that already. You can see I've been using Tor since morning. Then when you do that, you can now start Tor. You can now start Tor. That sudo service Tor start that I've been telling you. You do that, then Tor will start. Then you can now do sudo service status, and it will tell you Tor is active. Immediately you see Tor is active, type this command line: sudo apt install Tor browser. Sorry, Tor browser. Pardon me, I don't know why I'm typing like this today. Launcher. Then when you type this, Tor will download. And immediately Tor download, once you see completed, all you just need to do is just to type Tor browser-launcher. That's all. Tor will just open for you. Then you are ready to go. Tor will just open and you are good to go. But I've already downloaded Tor. So I would like to use the download version of Tor to make to run this. So how do we download Tor? You can also go to the browser at this place and search for Tor project. Tor project. That is how to download Tor. Yes, Tor project. This is Tor project. Click on the first link. Tor project download. So At this place, you see Tor for different, like I told you, Tor means the onion router, the onion router. So you're going to see Tor for different packages. You see for download Windows, you see for download for macOS, download for Linux, and download for Android. Definitely, we need the version for Linux. So I'm going to click on it. And that is going to lead to the download of Tor on my download folder. And you can see Tor is downloading right now, but I'm going to stop it because I already have Tor in my download folder. Let me confirm again if Tor is available. So I'm going to check where I am. I'm in downloads, good, ls. So this is Tor browser. This is Tor browser. I have Tor browser here. So I'm just going to install it just the same way I installed the other one by using the command that I have. But normally, if I like, I can move Tor to my option file. I can move it to my option file because I already told you that the option file is where third-party apps are. But still okay if you can install directly from your browser here. So what am I supposed to do to install Tor? You can notice that Tor is in .xz. Tor is in .xz. So xz simply means zip folder. I'm coming, let's see a graphical interface view of Tor. You can see that there's a difference between WinScribe and the icon. There's a zip on Tor, and this zip is called tar, T-A-R, format.exe. So you need to extract Tor first before you can do anything. So let us extract Tor. To extract Tor, you're just going to type very simple command by saying tar, just the extension you see here, you see at the back here, T-A-R, tar, space, this white card, XVF, space, the name of the file you want to extract. This is how files are extracted in, this is how files are extracted in Kali Linux. If it's a tar format, if it's a zip format, you type zip hyphen. If it's a tar format, you say tar space hyphen XVF. So you know this is a white card. Definitely they have their meaning. F stands for force, V stands for verbose, and X stands for executable. So it means, and if you want to know the meaning of tar, you can do tar hyphen hyphen help. So sorry, you can see what that XVF means. Tar hyphen hyphen help, and press enter. But that is not what we want to do. Just want to do tar space XVF, then the name of the file, which is Tor browser. Press enter. Then it's extracting. Yes, it's extracting. Okay, Tor has been extracted. Let's see what we have in our download. You can see that we now have a name of a particular folder now, a directory called Tor browser. Do you see that? Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So that Tor browser is what we need. We extracted that Tor browser from inside this Tor browser, tar, Linux, whatever, tar.exe. So I want to move this to my opt folder. If you remember Introduction to Kali Linux, I explained /opt optional means. I said that is where we keep our third-party files. So I'm going to be moving it so it will not be duplicated on my system. So I'm going to move Tor into that optional folder. So I'm going to say sudo mv. MV stands for move command. I know I've taught you that. Hyphen Tor browser. And I'm going to go to optional file /Tor browser. That is the name it's going to be bearing. If I just put ordinary Tor, it's going to be ordinary Tor in the optional file. So press enter. Without error means that this particular directory has been moved. So let me see the particular file. Let's check ls. If it's still there, it's no longer there. But let's do ls-al. We don't have it there anymore. We don't have this Tor browser there anymore. So it has moved. So I'm going to clear my screen so I won't bore you with too much of command on my screen. So once you move that, now we need to navigate to that file where we have the Tor file. We need to move to that file. And how do we move? We have to cd into the optional folder. That is where we have our Tor browser. So what is the name of the browser? Tor browser. So we cd into the optional directory into the Tor browser directory. So let's see if it runs. Okay, very good. We are at the Tor browser directory at the moment right now. We are at the Tor browser directory at the moment right now. So what is going to be the next thing we are going to do? We are going to install this particular file right now. Watch this. If we try to start this browser and this browser gives us an error, maybe due to we don't have access or permission or granted, you should know that we need to use chmod. You remember chmod command, u plus x, the name of the file, right? Remember chmod command means change file or change modifier or something. So we need to change the mode. So let's see if it will run. What do we have there? What do we have there? Okay, yes, we have the browser. We have the start Tor browser.desktop, and that is what we want to make use of. So I'm going to be using the Python command to execute /. I'm going to copy this. This is what I want. Copy selection, paste clipboard. That is all I need to do. Press enter. It says detach. Okay, now it has come up. Just launched right now. So this is our Tor browser successfully launched, and this is our VPN. Let's close this. This is our VPN successfully launched. So the first thing you do, log in into your VPN. So I'm going to click on login, and I'm going to put my username and password in the VPN. This is my username, and this is my password. I'm not going to press enter because I've attached a 2FA code there, and I'm going to put the 2FA code. Press add, and I'll click on this. If it works, it's going to log me in. Drag this one exactly here, and let's see logging you in. If it works, if the credentials are correct, I'm going to be logged in. Now, no error, no error. WinScribe installed. So it's taking me to my dashboard. It's taking me to my dashboard. That's they're acknowledging that I logged in from my WinScribe desktop app. So I don't know. I'm not supposed to wait for this to open. Should we wait? Let's go down and connect anyway. Let's go down and connect. Close this. You don't need it. Just click here and connect. Hold on. I would like us to test our DNS at this particular time. Let's see where we are. DuckDuckGo. Let's do our DNS leak. Let's see if we are actually protected with the VPN. Is the VPN connected now? Okay, no, not yet. Not yet. Okay, the VPN will show, the browser will show that we are currently from our local country, our indigenous country. Then we connect the VPN, then you can see it's from the local country. So we're going to connect the VPN and retest. Click on start. So it's connecting at the moment. Now you can see it has generated an IP wired connection. It has generated an IP. I don't know where it's coming from, but they said sausage party. Let's retest where our location is, where it's taking us to. It's supposed to be able to go into the browser. And if it does not go into the browser, okay, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I don't know why we have luck with these German IPs. So you can do your standard test. You can see without stress, we are protected and it's very fast. So this is very, very fast. No need to configure browser. Just leave your browser the way it is. Everything in your system is running through this VPN right now. Everything, all your tools is running through this VPN at the moment. That's why I said all these script kiddies, all these small hackers that buy tools also, they visit this dark web. These are the things they use. These are the tools, these are the VPNs they buy and they make use of. So don't let us waste time with this. We've already confirmed that we're coming from Germany. I'm very sure this is being delayed because you can see, like I said I'm very sure this is being delayed because we have a whole lot of multiple proxies that is channeling our connection through, and you can see what is giving us six with two different ISPs, host name, none, and everything. You can see all the one I've been testing with Tor, proxy chain, or Foxy proxy has always been giving us one, maximum of two. But look at our VPN has given us six of these proxies, proxy chaining into each other from one particular server into the next particular server. So this is a very good go ahead for me that I've already had a very good protection layer over my identity. And I'm going to be minimizing this. And I'm going to open my Tor browser. I don't want to click on configure connection at the moment. Before I click on, okay, let me click on connect. Let me click on connect. So you wait, Tor takes a while. It goes through multiple routers, multiple proxy servers. You can see multiple, we don't know how many. Goes through many. Hold on for it. Once it's connected, then you are good to go. Very soon it's going. Very soon we'll be able to access the dark web. Now I'll tell you about what does dark web, what kind of links do they use. Like in this one, we've been making use of so.com, so.org, whatever.net, whatever.com.ng, whatever.com.ai.io.to. You have different kind of domain. That means domain that you can call, that you can spell, but it is not the same thing for the deep web. It is not the same thing for dark web. They don't use .com like the way the normal browsers uses whatever.com. It is string of text .onion. Every site is .onion. Now, while this is loading, I'd like us to go into our presentation. This has been done successfully. The WinScribe, I downloaded the WinScribe app from the desktop app from the GitHub official page. I clicked on the desktop app, I clicked on releases, and I went to the GUI section and I downloaded this particular one, WinScribe Beta AMD 64. And I ran all this command and I was able to install it. And I did the same thing for Tor also. And it says, wait for Tor browser to install. Close all browser tabs, connect WinScribe VPN first. Open Tor browser and click on connect. And that is what we just did now. So these are the things that are safety rules in the dark web that you need to know. The dark web is a dangerous place, like I keep saying. These safety rules are non-negotiable. Malicious actors actively hunt for vulnerabilities, and one mistake can compromise your identity, your system, or even your personal safety. So follow these rules strictly. Number one, disable your JavaScript. I will show you how to disable your JavaScript. Number two, never download files from there unless you are in a trusted link. Unless you are in a trusted link, and before you know a link that is trusted, there are a lot of reapers there. They will take your money. Well, there are a lot of trusted link, and make sure that your webcam is closed. So if you don't have a shutter that close your webcam in front of your laptop, as I'm speaking to you right now, I have a black sellotape or a paper tape or anything. Use it to cover the front of your camera. Anybody can be spying on you in the dark web. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm only saying this to tell you that it's not just a joke. It's not just something you bet on to say, I can enter into the dark web. I can do this. No, it's not something you flaunt about. It's something that entails you to take the highest level of to be careful. Physically cover or disable your webcam, because they can be looking at you. They can monitor you from your webcam. So malware can activate your camera and without your knowledge, and they can be tapping you from there, from your camera cover. But when you tape your camera cover, you are free, you are safe. I'm going to see if, as we go on in this class, I'm going to use a particular software, Armitage or Metasploit, to be able to see how I can screenshot my victim's desktop, open my victim's camera, and I can see my victim. I can see everything they are doing. I can do anything I like with it. So avoid full screen mode. Don't ever be in full screen mode. I know there was a particular time we were in full screen mode when we were checking our DNS, DNS leaks, and there was a site we went to that captured my full screen. I told you in the previous class that I'm going to explain this better in the next class. Don't go into the dark web with your full screen mode. They can check and know which kind of system you are making use of. No torrenting. Please, torrenting over Tor exposes your real IP. Please don't torrent, because torrent is going to download using a torrent file on your system, or a torrent software or a torrent application on your system that holds your MAC address, that holds your current IP, and it will pull from the dark web, and that file can be traced to your system. Please do not torrent, and make sure you visit only verified onion links. So these are the things you do. Don't do this. Don't use your real name. Don't use your email. Don't use your personal information. Please don't click on pop-up ads or suspicious ads. Click on escape. Don't log into personal accounts, social media, or banking, whatever that you see there. Don't log in your banking details. Don't use the same Tor circuits for different identities. Don't trust free services on dark web. Don't trust them. I'm telling you, they will attach virus to something and they send it to you. Don't use HTTP sites. Use only HTTPS or Onion websites. Don't share your screen or reveal any personal data. Please stay on be cautious of your movements in dark web. Let's launch our Tor. Let's look at it. Let's see if it has opened. So it's connected now. Yeah. So you can see my VPN is very stable. And this is full screen, but I have to exit full screen like I told you. Let me just try my possible best to see how I can make it a little bit large for the class. Now, this is it. How do you enter the dark web? How do you enter the dark web starting from this place? So the first, you can tick on your nice, that is anything you search for here, we only go through the onion web links. That's what it means. But the first thing whoever drops on Tor browser does to enter dark web is to search for the hidden wiki. The hidden wiki. Let's see the hidden wiki. Note, I've not disabled my JavaScript, which I'm still going to show you how to do that. The hidden wiki. Now, the hidden wiki is a kind of a directory where all onion sites, should I say all, or the basic onion sites are being pasted, the onion links. So let's see what we're going to have from here. I need a stronger. Okay. This is the hidden wiki. This is the hidden wiki, and you can see the hidden wiki 2026 active dark web links. Hidden wiki. The hidden wiki Wikipedia, the hidden wiki onion links for Tor links. hiddenwiki.org, hidden wiki at hidden wiki, the hidden wiki, you can explore any. Now let's properly enter into dark web. We spent so much time and I don't want to waste your time. You can right click and open the hidden wiki here. There's a particular search I used to have, and you're going to see things that we have on the hidden wiki. This is hidden wiki. Imagine, like I told you, if you don't take hold of yourself, you will fall into traps. The official hidden wiki 2020 contest is on. Now you can earn free money with your hidden wiki. Click here to learn now. Please do not click on links like this. You can see something. Look at your email. I said email. Look at the website link. Can you see it? Look at, can you tell me the name of this link? Does it have a name?
Yes, sir.
Does this have a name? You can see it's
No.
secured. It does not have a name. It's dot what? Dot onion. It's not dot com. You see that? Now, let's have a look. Let's have a look. And I made it a little bit easy for you. I was able to get some things here. I got this, the onion links. This is how I get my own links. So you can get some onion links in this GitHub website, and you can also get some onion links in the original wiki onion link that is in this page. And you can also search for black art chat onion link. These are the three ways I navigate into the dark web. So let's go to the first one, which is the one I've opened, the hidden wiki that I just showed you now. So what do we have in hidden wiki? Please brace yourself up. What you'll be seeing here. That is why you need to be an ethical hacker to enter here. Now, what are you going to see? So we have sections in the hidden wiki. It's just like the hidden Wikipedia. Now we have editor picks. I'm not ready to read anything there. Then we have the financial service, the green machine, forum type, fish, they say fish and pal place, premium cards. You can see oldest CC vendor. This is where Yahoo guys buys card. You can see underneath here, watch underneath here, you can see the link. Premium card, you can see the onion link. Financial oasis, hidden wallet, PayPal bazaar, cash machine, onion wallet, easy coin. I'm not interested. See commercial services, please be careful. See guns, dark market. You can buy guns here and deliver it to your entrance from the dark web. Be very careful of how dark web is being used. Directly here, you can buy guns here. See, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Can you see this? So we have different types. Different types here. Everything these people will sell to you, and trust me, they are also reapers here. They are ready to reap you. They are also reapers here, but you need to be very sure of where you are visiting. You have the catch up, you have US fake IDs. You have rent a hacker. Can you see? Hire a hacker for everyday job. You can imagine. Imagine. This is where all this Hush Puppy and others buys their worldwide CCV for living a fragrant life. Storex, Bitcoin, Kamangra, that's same as Viagra, but cheaper. Imagine. Find a hacker, mobile store, onion identity. Let's go down. Anonymity and security. Can you see? This is where you can, as a white hat hacker now, you can make use of this. You can see Debian, the universal operating system. This is Kali Linux now. You can see that they are in dark web. Then going down, you can, white hat hacker can use this right to privacy. It's a painless self-hosted Git service. Imagine you having your own personal GitHub without anybody controlling you. You see it? Free Advent project, turns back, and so on. Then we have the darknet versions of popular sites. Do you know there's a darknet version of Facebook? Do you know? The Pirates Bay.
Yes, sir.
BBC News. BBC News has the onion version of it. So, like that, the National Police of the Netherlands, the official website, has an onion link. This is BBC Home. So even though, can you see? This is BBC Home. There are some things you would read here, and people will be wondering, where do you get the news? You've come down into the dark web to see this. See, news on first hand. News on first hand. Okay. We have other things. We have other things, and so on and so forth. We have the blogs and essay news sites. We have them. We have the general knowledge, Nature's Vault. You have the email messaging. Now look at Black Hat Chat. Black Hat Chat. So one way or the other, this email and messaging means some people want to send email and they want it to bypass a lot of things. This is where they come to register their mail from. They don't use yahoo.com. They don't use gmail.com to hack. They get it from this place. Can you see? Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
This is a Black Hat Chat. So I'm not going to enter there. So one way or the other, you can get whatever can be leaked to you, can be leaked, and you can get other things. So you can know how to protect, know the latest things online and know how to protect it. We have Facebook, we have Mastodon, and so on, and we have forums. These are other forums. The Super B, then everything, the Recon, Mega Chat. And this is also whistleblowing. Whistleblowing means where you know some information maybe about financial crime, about money laundering, and you don't want them to know about you. So at this place, you can come and drop some information, leak some important information with evidences, and that can lead to exposure. So now, if you wonder how people bring news to the outer world and says there's a secret about an ex-president, there's a secret about an ex-governor, you should know where it's coming from now. The Guardian, whistle blowing. A lot of people are blowing whistles. They come and read about people's what do we call this thing now? People's can you borrow me that English? There's this thing they call about scandal news about presidents and big people. You can come here to read about it. You can look into this and so on and so forth. And now let me tell you something about hosting websites. Now, hosting websites and file sharing sites in this place is cool, because trust me, there are some sites that when you host it in the normal web, in your .com sites, they will lock it off or they will bring it down. But because of, imagine somebody hosted this. Imagine somebody hosted this. I look at the numbers of people that are there, 4,305 million. So imagine you have a site to publish something and that thing is incriminating and you don't want them to bring it down. Maybe it's about BTC, about stolen things and one thing or the other. You can come here, anonymous hosting, powerful, and it's even extremely cheap. And as a white hat hacker, you can come here to come and host. When on a normal hosting domain, they will charge you for about $30 per month, up to $55 per month because of the security they want to give to you. You can host here as well. Please let me confirm this is still recording. Okay, yes, still recording. You can host here as well, and it's going to be $1 per month. So in a year, it's going to be $12 per year. And you see how free it is. And also, there are some file sharing sites here that are extremely fast and is unlimited. Unlike the other sites, we have some sites like LimeWire, limewire.com. If you go to limewire.com, they will give you limitations to the file you want to share for the free tier and for the free tier. And I think the highest you can share for the free tier, and you can only stay for 7 days. If you sign up, can stay for 7 days, and that is all. But this one, unlimited sharing size, and trust me, forever, and it's even free. You can get hosting and sharing that are free. That's it. See, file uploaders. See, even as a white hat hacker, your tools that you use, your viruses, you can host it here. Because if you do that on your Google Drive or your OneDrive, it will block it and tell you it cannot work. But if you come to Megator and post your files here, trust me, it will keep it. It will not discriminate. Software engineers consultation, you see, you can consult software engineers here and so on. Bitcoin, crypto, everything is here. Audio, radio on top, video, movies, books and archive, conferences, and so on. So you can see drugs. You can see drugs. See DEFCON, world largest hacking conference. This is DEFCON. You wonder, I know maybe one way or the other, I don't know if you've heard of DEFCON before. And it's the world's largest hacking conference, holds in different places, and a lot of people, a lot of elite hackers, and they attend it. And the news is always interesting. You learn new things. Our hackers, there's a 16-year-old Indian guy that presented it before, and a lot of things. I would like to join one way or the other someday. You can see drugs, cannabis, where people can buy drugs. You can see all this kind of thing. So why am I showing you this? Why am I showing this? It's because, imagine, see this. Can you see what is on screen?
Yes.
It has been removed. Thank God. So one way or the other, in case there's an attack on your company that you're the experts, or possibly somebody in your company is accessing a particular kind of link or has a particular kind of file in their hands, and you as a cybersecurity expert, they call you to come and explain how was he able, maybe they interrogated him, he's not talking and everything. How was he able to have access to all these things? The first question you can just ask him is that, do you visit the dark web? If he says yes, then that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. He said, okay, he went into the dark web, he got this, he got that, and that is how he got it. So you've given them what they need to give them, you've investigated and everything. So that's about the hidden wiki. You see a lot of things here, anything. The second method, you can look at the links this guy posted here. This is one of my favorite link here. Okay, let me open a new tab. This is a link. He posted some direct onion links directly, that when you keep, just like the way we got an IPI SOC4 IP address in that, what do we call it now? In that GitHub, this one too posted some dark web onion links here. As you can see, dark web onion links, disclaimer, accessing dark web is highly risky. You should know that. Then you can see tips to access web safely. Tips to access web safely. You see, we have NordVPN there. We have Surfshark, like I told you. We have ExpressVPN. Look at what it says. It says World Wide Web is on the top of the sea. You see, like a tip of an iceberg. It said deep web is under the sea. Then you see dark web is down, down, down. Can you see the kind of analogy it's giving? Then he now gave some search engine. Hamia, yes, I think this is a good search engine also. It's also a good search engine. The hidden wiki, Hamia. This is the onion. Hamia too, you can search for things here. It was used mostly by black hat hackers. And you can deep search, you can touch it. These are search engines. And these are marketplaces, hidden wiki. Can you see? This is where you can search for things too, where you can search for things here, anything you like to search for. So you see some links that can you see? Anonymous shop. You can see the onion even 2 weeks, 6 days ago. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope you are seeing all these things I'm showing you.
Yes, sir.
You're already in the dark web, and there are other ones. These are marketplaces. These are social networking, Facebook, Proton Mail, Dread, this Rise Up and everything. Twitter, Reddit, government. You can check US Central Intelligence Agency. You can see news and publications. You can see blogs. Blogs that drop things. You can see tech, DEFCON Home, Debian Onion. You can see ransomware sites. Can you see that? Ransomware site that makes you look at a particular new ransomware and know how to patch it in your company. You can see chat room, the black hat chats, just like the one I showed you earlier. Hacking services, you can see dark zone, plenty hacker, the brotherhood, 0 day today. You can see other good references. So these are the ways you can access the dark web, and you can get one or two things that you want to get as an elite hacker. So you need to be very, very careful of how to access the dark web. So because it works on the onion router web link, not our normal.com or anything. So do not upload money in any way, anyhow, to the place. You might be ripped. Not everything you see is real. And some people are also monitoring you. You can see I'm not on my full screen. You can see this. $90. See this. So that is that. You can see these are live. So you can search anything from this particular search engine, Hamia. You can see a lot. You can see a lot that you can't see on a normal web. Okay. Why this is going? While this is going, this is not what I searched for. I'm only telling you that you can see anything on a dark web. Okay. While that is opening, these are the safety rules on the dark web as said, and anonymity best practice. Let me get off the browser. I feel like getting off the browser. Wow. Wow. The pictures are even there. Wow. Wow. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Can you see this one on a normal web?
No.
Exposed like this. So this is how some people patronize their thing is through the onion router. So this is a dark web. They use BTC here, from 1 BTC to all this kind of USD. Okay, let me get off this. That is all about dark web. I'm happy to see that you see how we're able to go through a secured VPN, and that is in the VPN of Winscribe. Why is it not going? In the VPN of Winscribe, that was how we're able to enter and how we're able to install Tor and go in through Tor to the dark web. So finally, I would like to round up this session by saying the best anonymity practice is that tools alone are not enough, but your right habit is the best thing you need to do. So these best habits separate professionals from amateurs or from people who have malicious intentions. So remember, anonymity is a mindset, not just a software. You don't need to just deploy a software and begin to do anything anyhow. So operational security, use unique usernames, never reuse credentials, separate work and personal identities. Browser hygiene, disable JavaScript when possible. Use private incognito mode, clear cookies regularly. Network layer anonymity tools, check for DNS leaks and use encrypted DNS. Verify your IP before starting, just like I did. Test for your leaks regularly to make sure that you've not been disconnected. Use different tools for different stacks and keep software updated. So that is all. In summary, the key concept and the key takeaway of what we learned was what anonymity is. It means hiding your identity online. Why it matters? It's help us to protect our tester's identity, our personal identity, and avoid being detected. And what are the key tools we use? We use Tor, VPN, proxy chains, mark changer, and so on, and even browsers. And what are the limitations? Proxies can log. Tor is slow, as you can see. Tor was extremely slow. And mark changer are local only layer tools for best, local only layer tools for best results. So the ethics of anonymity. Anonymity is essential in ethical hacking. It protects identity and enables realistic testing. However, the misuse of this anonymity thing can lead to cybercrime. Always use anonymity tools ethically and legally. Thank you. That is the end of this module, anonymity. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the class.